Good morning, everybody. This is Tim Dean, the chair of the Dutchess County IDA. Jasmine, could you take a roll call, please?
Tim Dean,
Here.
Mark Doyle,
Yeah.
Kathy Bauer,
Here.
Jamie Pacone,
Here.
Don Sagliano,
Here.
Al Torrigiani.
Okay.
Is Al here?
No, Al is unable
Oh.
to join us today.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. All right, so we'll start the meeting. Conflict of interest disclosure. We don't have any particular projects being discussed today, but if for any reason, any part of the meeting, a board member feels they may have a conflict of interest, please let us know, and we will figure out a way to recuse you from that discussion. There was a proof of meeting notice posted, correct?
Yes, on July 2nd.
Okay. Are there any bills and communications at this point?
No?
Okay. I hope that everybody had a chance to review the minutes of the last meeting. Let's see, June 24th, 2020. Does anybody have any corrections or changes that need to be made to the minutes? If not, I will look for a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Jamie.
I'll second.
Don Sagliano.
Second it.
Thank you. Jasmine, could you please take a roll call vote?
Tim Dean,
Approve.
Mark Doyle,
Approve.
Kathy Bauer,
Approve.
Jamie Pacone,
Approve.
Don Sagliano.
Approved.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the report of the treasurer, but Sarah, I believe we do not have a treasurer's report today. Is that correct?
Yes, we don't have a treasurer's report today. Just as a combination of when this meeting occurred, the holiday weekend, and then Marilyn being on vacation. So we don't have a report this month.
Okay. Report of committees. Is there any committees that need to report?
No?
Okay. Is there any unfinished business?
No.
Okay. That takes us to new business, which is the 2019 project performance report. I hope everybody had a chance to go through that and take a look at what we've done and what ended after the year of 2019. Did anybody have any specific comments about the report or questions?
I have a minor observation, and that is that it would obviously be very interesting to see the change from 19 to 20, and sadly so. But it's a wonderful report.
Yes, and thanks, Mark. And we can see some of the projects will certainly face some delays due to the economic situation, and I'm sure some of the projects, such as the hotels, are probably struggling right now. So, what in the past was a sort of a bright spot may be dampened for a while with, tourism being down a bit. Did anybody else have any other questions about any, thing about the report or any particular project within it?
Tim, this is Sarah.
Yes.
I don't know if you want me to just go real quick through the highlights of the report for
Sure. That'd be fine.
Don Sagliano.
Oh.
Yeah, Tim, I did have a question.
Mhm.
Let me just throw it out there, Sarah, before you go through. And I noticed that on pages 3 and 5, is that the Cricket Valley project is listed in both sections. Why they would be, I'm not understanding.
So,
I can't hear Don at all.
yeah, Don, we missed the last part of your question.
Oh, I'm sorry. So on page, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
On pages 3 and 5 of the performance report, the Cricket Valley project is listed twice. One in one section and one in the other section. And I didn't know why that was occurring.
Okay, yes, so the reason why that's occurring is that Cricket Valley, their pilot actually has begun. So, and as a result, so I put them in the chart because we are, starting to monitor their employment as a part of the agreement, but they're also finished construction. They were still having construction jobs in 2019. So I'm showing the construction jobs on page 5. They're there to show the construction jobs they had. And on page 3, they're showing the permanent jobs that they have on site.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Sarah, so why don't you quickly go through your summary of the report?
Sure. So thank you, Tim. So this is Sarah, and this is our annual performance report that just monitors that the projects are complying with the project agreements. And at this time, no projects qualify for the agency's recapture policies. So as you know, some of the discussion we've had just a few minutes ago, this is actually a very positive report. At the end of 2019, the IDA had 25 active projects by 20 unique project operators. These projects accounted for over 11,000 FTE jobs, over 2,000 construction jobs, and accounted for over $10 million in pilot payments to Dutchess County. So in pilot payments, 2019 pilot payments represented an 86% increase in property revenue from pre-IDA status. 12 of the IDA projects had active pilot project agreements, generating, again, $10.6 million. Prior to IDA status, these properties paid about $5.7 million in tax payments. So our projects are bringing in considerable income and revenue to our municipalities. Also, the IDA projects reported a total of 11,278 jobs in 2019. That's a 59% increase from pre-IDA status. It is also a approximately 2,000, sorry, I lost my place here. About 2,400 jobs more than what was projected in the application. So it shows that many of these projects are growing and investing more money in Dutchess County, which is a good thing. We did have 3 projects that did not meet their deployment goals. I just want to state that these 3 projects also are not subject to the agency's performance measurement policy because they were active prior to the policy being in place. Those projects are Arbor Ridge at Brookmead, Venura, DeBreezy, and Built Parcel 3 and 4. We have contacted all of them once we got the report, and the reason for their numbers is Arbor Ridge. Their lower numbers is not a result of the need for less jobs or elimination of jobs. These were a result of people retiring, transferring to different positions in different facilities on their campus. If you remember, Arbor Ridge at Brookmead is actually composed of several buildings. They have their nursing home, assisted living, and they are building their adult daycare. Right now, the Arbor Ridge at Brookmead is their assisted living center. They still have, so those jobs where they are empty, they are still seeking to fill. So those jobs are still present, but the number of people they have there are lower, and that's what we see in the report. Venura DeBreezy is the hotel. They submitted back then that they would have 117, oops, again.
129.
129 FTEs. They have 74 FTEs on site. This has been an issue for a few years. They, as a result of staffing changes they have made, market forces. They just had overestimated their employment at the time, and they're just, you know, not seeking their numbers. In the past, the board has felt that while they haven't reached their employment goals, that they remain an active hub in the city of Poughkeepsie, really driving a lot of economic development in the city and are an anchor in the city of Poughkeepsie. Build Parcel 3 and 4 is a mixed-use project in the town of Poughkeepsie. The majority of the project is complete, but they haven't completed a large commercial aspect of that project, which may account for them not reaching their numbers. They had estimated 60 FTEs to be created. Right now, as of 2019, they had created 43. They still have created more jobs than were there pre-IDA status. But again, I think they're limited in their ability to reach their job goals because all their commercial space, the majority of their commercial space has been leased out. They do have a couple of empty spots of commercial space available. And again, a large portion of the commercial space has not started construction yet. So that is about it. We had 3 projects in 2019 start. It was Asahi Shuzo, 165 Overlook, and Hudson Heritage. And we had 2 projects end in 2019. It was the Gap sales tax project and the hotel project, the Hyatt Hotel project. The Hyatt Hotel project in particular, we provided sales tax abatement and mortgage tax on that project. Prior to IDA's involvement, the project was assessed at $250,000. After the project was completed, the assessment was increased to over $4 million and created 65 FTE jobs. So that ends my report.
Sarah, could you comment on, I believe it is Asahishizu. Is that project been put on hold right now?
Yes.
And that's due to the
To the coronavirus.
right.
So the impact. So it's not only the impact of the construction stopping in New York State, but also just the global impact on food and beverage. The coronavirus has had on that hospitality industry worldwide. So they decided to halt the project for now. They are still committed to the project. They just, would like to just suspend construction on that project for now.
Are there any other projects that you're aware of that are active right now that have suspended work? Any of these on this list?
So no. So as far as I know that all the construction projects had stopped for a time because they were required. They were forced to stop under the New York State COVID precautions. But all those projects have restarted, other than Asahi Shuzo.
Okay, good. All right. Does anybody have any questions after the Sarah's report? I have a question, Tim Dean. Sarah, the 3 that we talked about that did not meet their goals,
Yes.
With our new recapture policy, if they had been in place at that time, would these be potentially subject to the recapture?
So yes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they would, and again, the recapture policy gives the board the right to
Yes.
discuss and decide.
Right. But it would have triggered a more specific discussion.
Correct.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So Sarah, do we need to approve this report, or was this just for our information?
It's just for your information.
Okay. Any other new business?
No.
Okay. Then at this point, I think what we're going to do, there's nothing more to discuss under the IDA. I believe that we can adjourn this meeting, and we can move to the LDC meeting. So Can I get a motion for adjournment?
So moved. This is Mark Doyle.
Thank you, Mark. Can I get a second?
Second.
Jamie Picone seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Any abstentions? Okay.